Sorry.
No, I appreciate it.
So, hey everybody. So I'm pumped to be here. Canada. I don't know if I guess y'all are all Canadian consultants, but Canada is blowing up like for real. And Andrea, I know, is a big part of that and leading you all. So I'm pumped to be here with you guys. So my story is not really that exciting. Like, you know, I wasn't like in the army and then like pampered chef like changed my life. It wasn't like that. You know, I didn't like lose a limb and then you know I found my business. Like it was not like that. But basically, I was complaining to a friend online who was my next door neighbor growing up, and I was like, this is back when I lived in DC, and I don't know if y'all have ever been to DC, but it's like crazy expensive to live in like a hovel. So I was living in like a 490 square foot studio and paying like $1,700 a month. And so, yeah, right. Okay. So, so basically I had more month than money and I was complaining to her about money and I had student loan debt and stuff. And she was like, you know, you should try Paper Chef. Like she was selling then, although she was definitely a hobby consultant. And she was like, you're really loud, obnoxious. Like you'd be great in people's houses. And I'm like, hold up. Like, are you like being nice or like critical? So that was like weird at that moment. And so then I started talking to her, and then I got on a three-way message with her and Stacy Itzel, who was her up there. I guess Stacy is probably. And I was listening, kind of taking it all in, and you know, I walked away from that conversation, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and pass, because so many other times in my life, I went kind of crazy and said I was gonna do this or that, posted it everywhere on Facebook, told everybody, and then I would hit a roadblock, and then I would stop and quit, and people would be like, is that his jam? Like he's gonna get excited about something, tell everybody about it, and then like disappear and not do it. Weight loss, you know, not direct sales, but tons of other things. So I just didn't want to go down that rabbit hole again and kind of look that way. So I kind of waited and watched for about a year, and I was still friends with Stacy. She never like defriended me. We were still friends on Facebook, and I kept seeing all of her success, and I was like, if this chick can do this, I can do this. I was like, this is nuts. She's going on trips. She's, you know, and at this point she was, you know, cooking shows were still kind of the bread and butter. And I was like, I can do this. If this chick can do this, like I can do this. So I reached out to her and I was like, I think I need like a redo. I need to talk to you one more time, like get on a call. So we got on a call and she asked me, you know, if you could make any amount of money, if what would that be? And what would you want to get out of this in terms of the perks? And I said, I would love to make $1,000 a month and earn a trip because I could never afford to go on a trip anywhere else. I worked for the state of Maryland at that time. I was a grant officer for the Arts Council, so I was giving out money to arts organizations, and you know I was making okay money, but not considering I have a master's degree. So I decided to sign up that night, and it was 3 days before my birthday. I did not have the money for the kit. I charged it, hoping I would make the money back. And in my first party, I made back double the amount I spent on the kit. That's back when the kit was only, there were only 2 options. So in my first month, I made $1,400 from 8 parties. And after that, I was hooked. Then Stacy realized that he can book and sell, so let's teach him how to recruit. I didn't want anything to do with recruiting. I was like, no, I'm all the sales. I want to make money. I don't want to deal with people. And she was like, you're being selfish. And I was like, hold up. Somebody's telling me it was something I'm doing wrong. I don't like that. So I'm going to give it a try. So then I started being more intentional about sharing the opportunity. She put me in a director bound program. And, you know, after that, I promoted fast tracked to director, promoted to advanced a year later. And then I think about Alyssa on this call because you just promoted to advanced director. When I decided I was going to be an executive, I had 1 director. 1. I get chills thinking about it. I had 1. Okay. And I said to myself, what would seem impossible to these team members I have right now that if we went for it would be so amazing to accomplish, they would believe they could do anything by themselves or together. So I decided that we were going to promote to executive. We promoted to executive, I think it was January when I decided that. I went from 1 director to like 21 in 4 months. And then we went for executive push, went conference, we were celebrated there. And then I left and I left my job in October and because I got a crazy boss I didn't care for. Just got chill, Shannon, I feel you, me too. And so then never gets old. And then and then after the conference, when I was leaving my job, I said, okay, there are 2 options here when I leave my job. Either I can put my blinders on and go all the way, or I could all of a sudden have all this time for all these other stupid things that people have time for when they leave their job and stay home. And I put my blinders on and I said, here's a date I'm going to promote to senior executive, and then I'm going to promote the national by conference of the next year and be the fastest person to do it. And then I got to work, right? So I share that not to be boastful, but to share the beauty about this business is that nobody has to die for you to get whatever you want, right? You just have to decide. Simple, right? You do the work. We get rewarded. We accomplish what we put the work in toward doing. That's the bottom line. So if you're sitting on this call thinking, I can never do that, you got to throw that mindset in the toilet, because that's not the truth. And I'm going to go right into mindset right now, and this, because it's going to then parlay into what I'm going to talk about tonight, which is bookings. Because I know this is an organization call, not just like leaders. And in the challenging environment we're in right now, so this is just an important time. So mindset right now, guys, is more important than ever. I don't care what level you're on. I don't care if you're consultant, senior consultant, team leader, director, and above, executive, whatever. Your mindset sets the pace for yourself and any of your downline team members or downline leaders, right? Mindset is literally the defining factor of whether you are thriving or surviving. Okay? You probably heard it before, but it's the truth. Mindset informs how you address everything you do, right? So in this instance, COVID-19. Okay? An American psychologist and professor from Stanford University, Carol Dweck, has popularized mindset as a transformative tactic for shifting how business is done. Okay? He compellingly argues the benefits of having a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset, and she tracks the difference in outcomes. And you're probably thinking, well, mindset is like something that, if you're not a leader on this call, mindset's something that a leader has to worry about because they're at a different level. There should be a level of strategic thinking to every single thing you do, whatever level you are at. It's the difference between being here and being here. And maybe you're happy being a consultant. We need consultants of all kinds, right? Are you being the best consultant? Because you are at a fixed mindset or a growth mindset, okay? Growth doesn't mean career plan necessarily. Growth means more parties on my calendar, to be the best consultant, to make the most money, to offer our products to the most people possible, right? So let's talk about the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, right? So when we have a fixed mindset, we believe that our basic abilities, intelligence, and talents are locked in traits. Locked and loaded, finite, no room for growth, no changing, no ifs, ands, or buts, right? In a growth mindset, however, we believe our abilities and intelligence and talents can be developed with effort, learning, and persistence, okay? Ever important things during this time, right? It isn't just about learning, right? Henry Ford famously said, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right, okay? And this is a reflection of outcome that's determined by your mindset. So we've all seen no mindsets when people are hardwired to list the reasons why they can't do things, right? And generally, under those circumstances, under that way of thinking, they won't get done. People don't want to book right now. People don't have money right now to spend, okay? How you think about work, the trajectory of your business, what you value and what you don't, and many other things together inform the mindset of your business. One of the greatest levers that you have is to nurture the mindset that will deliver the best outcomes that you are targeting. And this is the secret to all great business leaders, right? Regardless of where you are today, you can build a broad consensus about work that together will shift the mindset of yourself, but really important if you have team members of your team, right? Because it doesn't feel like it, but basically mindset is the reflection of the leader. It's kind of like, I pitch a lot to my leaders that when you set the pace from the top with a strong personal business, your team members see that they can be more, do more, have more, book one party, book one more contract, spend one more hour. It's the same thing here. When they look at you and you're not playing in the mud because of all the things that you could be playing there because of, they say, wow, maybe I can think about this in a different way. Maybe I can be above the line, right? Versus below, okay? And so through our mindset framework, we can assess the current state and align our business ways of looking at the world that will drive greater productivity and then connection to great results. One of the famous ads of all time was simply a discussion of mindset. And you guys may remember this. It was Apple's famous Here's to the Crazy Ones ad that ran in 1997, created by Chiat Day. And yes, it was marketing focused, right? But mostly it was a call to all of those people out there who share a certain worldview and mindset. It also propelled Apple from the brink of bankruptcy by shifting the way they looked at their overall business model. So here's the quote. I'm just gonna share it with you because it's gonna lead into what I'm gonna talk about, right? With bookings and thinking outside the box, trying new things, having a toolkit of different ways of working your business, right? Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, you can disagree with them, glorify them or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world, to reach out to one more person, to book one more party, to share the opportunity one more time in a different way with different words, are the ones who do. Okay? So let me go ahead and dive into the meat and potatoes of this call. Let me just share my screen here. I got a lot going on here, so just disregard. Okay. From the beginning. Okay, so this is not a great name, but overcoming COVID, right? Ideas to support your business and your team. There's no way around that name, right? All right, so first I'm gonna talk about booking parties outside of parties. So I'm gonna go into detail about all these things, but so one thing I'm doing right now with I put out there, and we do this quarterly with my organization. I usually do giveaways and stuff, but I didn't do it this time because we just did a different giveaway thing. But we did something called Quarantine Bingo, which I didn't call it Quarantine Bingo because that's like a terrible name to use. But I did it like with my team, but like when they put it out in the universe, they didn't call it that, you know. But Quarantine Bingo on your personal business page wall, catalog post on your personal business page wall, fundraiser post, same place, stuck at home post, same place, kids in the kitchen workshops, done virtually, meals made easy workshops, done virtually, 15-minute text or messenger parties, and past purchaser report pulling. So you guys may have heard some of this before, maybe not, but it's just, my goal here is to give you a toolkit through which you can begin to think outside the box. So like say that Andrea said to me, I said, blah, 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 book a party. She's like, well, I got the kids at home, we're doing distance learning, like I really can't be involved in a party for 6 days, even though you're telling me it's gonna be really easy. I would say, okay, well, would a 15-minute text party be more manageable for you? Here are the details on this party. The idea being that you are working and feel equipped to overcome the objections that will be there, more so than the normal layer that we have already that challenges us day to day as business owners, right? This is what Quarantine Bingo looks like. So I'm not a graphic guy. I have a girl on my team that does graphics. So whenever I need something, I just ping her. But and again, I'm not going to share any of these graphics or anything. You guys either you should reach out to your leader to make them, or you're capable. It's not hard, just because of Facebook jail and all those things. So, however, I will share all of the words for all of this stuff with you guys in a document that I will give to Andrea for you guys to upload to your page or whatever, so that you have all the words, because I think the words are really the important part here. So this is geared towards the April host special, right? So April host special, and if there's differences between Canada and me, like, and else, just like tell me. I'm speaking from the U.S. standpoint, but the special for April is, the 60% off of the 2 power tools, right? So I have a lot of bingo spots that are related to those 2 products. Stocked up on jelly, loves McDonald's frat, loves almond butter, stocked up on applesauce, right? All of these things that are a conversation point versus just book a party, book a party, book a party, book a party. Okay, it's a window. They're telling me they love applesauce so much that they're stocked up on it. Let me show you how to make your own applesauce through a party we host with me, where you can get the blender for 60% for free, right? And then there's other things in there layered around quarantine. So I'm a nurse. I have a herb garden. I took the dogs for a walk. I had groceries delivered, right? All these different entry points, right? So the language here, which I won't read it in its entirety, but basically I'm challenging my organization to with around the idea of failure is not an option. Have you ever heard that? Well, I'm here to tell you failure is an option. It's going to happen, especially with this added layer of concern. But people are cooking now more than ever. They need us, so let's embrace it. My challenge to you is to double your failure rate, right? Which means you're asking more people than ever before, so that you eventually make the contacts to get enough bookings to get enough sales. Now, you guys have probably heard this, but for a while, it wasn't 25 contacts a week. It was less than that. And then there was a senior executive that kind of put out there that you really should be doing 25 a week. In my opinion, it needs to be 35 a week right now. 35 to 50. Leaders, really, I would stress to them to do 50. Consultants, I think 35 is probably a healthy stretch from 25. But obviously, it's a numbers game, right? This business is rooted in relationships, but the numbers don't lie. We got to ask even more people now than ever before because it's just the nature of the game. Okay? So basically, post this bingo card on your wall and in your business page if you have one to have people respond and then reach out to them. Your goal is to get the card filled. You put the bingo card theme based on that. So you want to make sure you explain it to your organization, right? So they understand. And then your job is to reach out to the person to book a show after they claim the spot, let them know you're in a contest, blah, 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 blah. And so I said, are you in? Comment with hashtag cabin fever bingo. So then I give them the language to use to put in their post. Hey, Facebook, I've been challenged by my upline to a game of bingo, who's on here, comment and below and claim your spot, blah, blah, blah. And then when person claims their spot, they tag them, telling them they're going to send them a fun message and where to find it. And then here's the language to use to reach out to them. Okay, so it's just another way of getting in the door to be able to offer a service and then hopefully get a booking on the calendar. Now, if you wanted to make it a challenge, so for your team to incentivize them with giveaways, what I normally would do with bingo is that I would encourage them to take screenshots and post them in the comments of the original post that I would make an announcement. So every time they got a bingo, they got entries to win one of the giveaways. So maybe, I think before I would do like $25 gift card to Amazon, $50 Pampered Chef gear shopping spree, $100 cash, whatever. And I would just, so the whole idea is it's accountability, right? They're doing it, they're getting the bingos, and then I would provide additional cards as people had got the bingos filled up. And you would run it for a certain amount of time. Now, I just put this out there, but you could say, oh, we're going to do this for 3 days or something. Okay. So this is one example. You could do a catalog post on your personal or business wall. Again, some of these are not like rocket scientists, but I'm just giving you an arsenal. So, hey, everyone, I know so many of you are cooking at home and looking for ideas. Who would love a copy of our new Spring Pampered Chef catalog and a few recipe cards to get you inspired? Comment me, and I'm happy to mail one out to you. Again, a lot of this, what I'm sharing with you was not a lot of the ideas are mine, but all these graphics, my sister is an advanced director and she's good with all that stuff. So she did all this for a different presentation. I don't ever take credit for things I don't do. So basically, if you don't want to go to the post office, right, you can give them the interactive catalog link and you can give them some recipe cards that you can pull. You can get the recipes on the back end. So if they want a catalog, you would send this message down here. Hey, Mary, so excited to share a new spring catalog with you as well as those awesome recipes. Would you be interested in hosting an online party? It's super easy and great way to share lots of recipes, tips, and tricks. Not to mention a fun way for you to gather online. I have this date and this date to start. April host can earn this, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Another one, fundraiser, you guys have seen these. Fundraiser post on your personal business wall. Hey, everyone, right now there are so many organizations out there that need help. I've talked to so many people who are looking for ways to give. I'd love to start a charity chain below. Let us know what charity is near and dear to your heart to bring awareness. You know Pampered Chef loves to support charities. You can host a fundraiser virtual event for me, and up to 15% of your event sales will be given to your charity. You know, if you push Feeding America, 30%. I don't know what Canada's doing, but that's another way you do that. And then the follow-up message below, thank you for sharing your favorite charity. I always like to be made aware of your organizations out there that need help. If you're at all interested, I'd love to work with you on your own charity. We're hosting an online Pampered Chef fundraiser. We run them similar to a party, but Pampered Chef will donate, blah, blah, blah. It's a great way to provide for a charity. Now, you don't want to be doing all of these ideas like every day. Like, you need to pick a couple you want to try and then we'll write them out, and then maybe later the next week or whatever, try something else. But you could be posting like, I want to do a charity chain, and the next day, who wants a catalog? And the next day, da, da, da. Like, you're going to look like desperate, okay? Even though you may be, if you are. Okay, come on. So you may have seen this one. This is not my idea. Again, this is something you can post on your personal wall business page. Who's stuck at home with the kiddos for the next 2 weeks? Drop a gift below that best describes how things will go down. I think it's more than 2 weeks at this point. And then you follow up with, hey, Mary, I have something that may interest you. Want the scoop? When they say yes, all the craziness going on, offering cabin fever virtual parties. It's for everyone who needs to escape all the chaos with their friends and just have fun over a week or so. So what you're doing is you're basically offering of yourself. You're starting the conversation. You're not leading with book, and then you're slipping that in after you establish the kind of the engagement, right? This is, you could do a kids in the kitchen virtual workshop, kind of like a virtual freezer meal workshop, where you could post on your wall, hey, Facebook, are your kids driving you nuts right now? Drop a gift with how you're feeling with them stuck at home all day, every day. And then when somebody would drop a gift, you respond, hey, Andrea, I totally hear you. Check your inbox for a fun message from me about how you can get those kids busy. And then you could do a kids in the kitchen workshop where you set up like a Facebook event You choose 5 kid-friendly recipes with items they probably can substitute or have at their house. You share the PDF with the recipe names and ingredient lists ahead of time in the party event, and then you would go live each day, Monday through Friday, whatever, however you decide to structure it, for 30 to 60 minutes with the, with Facebook Live demo, basically cooking the different items. You can do it with your kids or without, but you're talking through them about, basically how to get engaged and do that. So an example of the different things you could offer would be funny face pizzas, broccoli cheddar chicken nuggets, smart strawberry banana smoothies, the big breakfast omelet, and then the skillet cookie. All these kind of fun things, right? And then once you take it to the messenger, when you tell them you're going to message them, hey, Andrea, if you're like me right now, you're kind of at a loss as to how to entertain the kiddos at home nonstop. I have an awesome idea. This is the perfect time to teach your kids how to cook in the kitchen and create easy, fun meals. I'm offering a Kids in the Kitchen workshop for parents who want to get their children busy. I would create a Facebook event and go live, sharing a handful of recipes over the course of the week. You add your friends to the event. I share a shop link in case they see products they love and decide they need. With everyone stuck inside now, this workshop would be a welcome distraction. What do you think? I'm reading this fast because of time, but I'll give you the words. And it's recorded. You could do a meals made easy 1 hour Facebook party. Back in the day, I used to do a lot of one-pot meal parties in the winter that were just an hour long. And so, you do want to go live a couple times where you're showing off products, but you would have, engagement posts sprinkled in there, a booking post, a recruiting post, and then otherwise you would be sharing the different meals with the tools that you use. And you could do something like chicken chili, cheesecake sliders, Caribbean pork roast, skinny mac and cheese, rush hour chicken fajitas, which, a lot of this stuff, if they don't have the products, they will have something they can use to make the meals in, and then hopefully you can sell the products because you're sharing all about them and the versatility and how you got the meal done. Right? So, again, just a different kind of way to offer a party, something different, more engaging, kind of outside of the norm, blah, blah, blah. 15-minute messenger text parties. So this is for those folks that say I'm too busy or the kids are at home or blah, 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 right? Hey, Alyssa, I totally get feeling too busy. Host a party. What do you think about trying my 15-minute messenger party? Basically, you pre-message friends that you think might be interested with language I give you, and once you secure 20, we'll create a group message. The day of the party, I share 10 awesome Pampered Chef products in 15 minutes. Your friends place their orders by 8 p.m. Eastern, and the next day you earn awesome rewards. Easy, blah, blah, blah. So the messenger party, I don't know if you guys know how that works. I'm sure you do. Basically, it's just really short, kind of, you're showing off 10 different products. You want to have a booking post in there. You want to have a recruiting post, and then you want to have a an engagement post or two. So I don't know, you guys should know how to do this, but if you don't, you want to ask your upline. You can pull a report on Consultants Corner of all of your past people that purchased items. And so with the power tools coming up, people that buy our power tools, they like our other power tools. So this is a great chance to be able to type in people that purchased expensive things and appeal to them and the fact that they like our higher ticket items and talk about special, right? So when we have a stoneware month, where it's like a stoneware 60% off month, you better believe I'm pulling a report for people. I'm putting every single stoneware SKU in. I pull a report. I make a spreadsheet of all of the people. I follow up via text or customer care, whatever, email back in the day. And I will message people saying, oh my gosh, Andrea, I see that you purchased our deep cover baker. I would love to help you add blah, blah, blah to your line in a month where we have an amazing special. I know this, might not have been on your radar before, but would this be something that's of interest to you? Now, does this take time? Sure does. Is it an income generating activity? Sure is. Are you going to book a party every time? No way. It's just like anything else. Green dotting, post booking challenge, whatever. For every 12 to 15 people you text or message about this, you're going to get one party. Okay, but for me, it's worth it because I'm making money off that party, probably. Okay, and booking from it. So, and here's just a language that you could use to follow up with them, which is similar in vein to all the other things that I've done. Okay, so booking parties from parties. Okay, so do you guys know about the host booking challenge? Yeah, okay. So I'm sure people were doing it before I really started pushing it, but that is literally, it's kind of like not my claim to fame, it's kind of my thing, my jam, okay? So that's how I book 40 parties every single month for the most part. The message button, it was great when we all had it. We don't have it anymore, all of us, unless you have the new Facebook, right? So that sucks. But host booking challenge is something I've done pretty much after from my 3rd month in the business on. And if you host coach well, your host will book party, help you book party. I just had all of my hosts for the week. Every single one of them did it. And I literally booked 7 shows while I'm just sitting here and seeing my phone dinging. Okay. But if you don't do strong, if your host coaching is not strong, your host will not work for you. It's a tit for tat trade-off, right? So customer care recipe message, this has been a game changer for me, and I'm not a customer care guy. I don't have time for that. Terrible example. But customer care now is super important more than ever. And when these text messages I'm sending out, again, 12 to 15, you're going to get 1 party. But actually, I sent 30 out the other day, and I got 4 parties booked. That's a higher ROI than 1 for every 12 to 15. And so I'll take those odds. And then call to action posts in my parties. You guys do this, I'm sure, but I'm just going to hit those 2. So host booking challenge, basically you have your host book for you, only this is edited language to obviously reflect what's going on right now. So, hey, Andrea, I would love to have you host an online party with me. I make it super easy. All you have to do is add Facebook friends to a group I create and engage with them when you can. April host can earn 60% off of the quick cooker or deluxe cooking blender and an extra $100 in free product when your party sales hit $650. Andrea will also get any 1 item or set half off at your party. I have these 2 dates open. I know things are a bit challenging right now with what's going on in the world, but your friends and family are going to be online and cooking now more than ever. They'll be looking for tips and tricks and recipes. What do you think? And then you want to drop an image of this question. Now, if you do the host booking challenge and you send 1 and you don't follow up, shame on you, okay? I often don't book parties from this until the 2nd or 3rd time I follow up, okay? Hey, and then I would follow up with, hey there, just wanted to check in with you. I didn't want to drop the ball. If in fact you did want to host, right, you're making it about, them, not you. Again, with that language, and then the 3rd time. And I usually will do it 222. You've heard this. When they send the messages out, I'll send my message, hopefully get a response. If not, 2 days later, I'll send it again. 2 days later, I'll send it again. Even if the party is over, I don't care because they're still off of the high of the party excitement. You don't want to wait too long because you still want to do it when they're excited and they just have the experience. So it's fresh in their mind. This is the biggie. So customer care recipe message. So I posted this on my team page. So basically every party, I make a list of, just a good old list on pen and paper, of every single person that ordered in the party, the biggest ticket item they ordered, their cell phone number, and the show that they booked from, or the show that they were a part of, sorry. And I basically will send this language and say, hey, Andrea, this is Steve, Nicole's Pampered Chef Consultant. I just wanted to say thank you for your order. You will love that mix and chop, deep cover baker, whatever. I would love to share some recipes via, I don't say via email, I say via text now, via text that might be helpful with being stuck inside and doing more cooking now more than ever. Would that be of interest to you? Now, some people will respond. Again, for every 12 to 15 you ask, you're going to get 1 person that maybe will respond. But I found I get a lot of people saying, yes, please, oh my gosh, sure, yes. Okay. So what I will do is I send them, so I say, perfect, let me send you a few here that I love. Question for you too. A great way to not only collect these mealtime solutions at a time like this for you, but also for your friends and family in the same boat, would be to host your own online party with me in late April. Not only do I do all the work, but Andrea will also get any 1 item or set half off. What do you think? It's a win-win for everyone. Okay. And then I send them a link to, I go to my website, and this was not my idea, but the CSO came up with the idea to use it from your website. I go to my website, and then I click into the blog, and then I pick the blog post for healthy meals and recipes, and then I send them that link to the blog. What that does is they may ignore me and not book at all, but they are whenever they click on that, they're going to go right to my website. So if they make a purchase, I'm going to get credit for it. Right? So that could be the difference between a consultant being active or not in a month. If somebody decides, if 2 people decide to place orders from that text messaging, right? And then engagement posts, and you guys do these, but what level of Pampered Chef are you? I have never heard of Pampered Chef, but I'm enjoying learning about it in this party. Picture of a rainbow umbrella with rain, because sad bears, you've never heard of this, right? Number 2, I have a handful of products and love them. You're blooming into what I want you to be, which is a customer for long term. I have a bunch of products and should totally consider hosting my own party. Oh my gosh, you have your own little garden starting. I love you. And then 4, I'm obsessed. I should join your team. That's like a whole full-on blossom. Okay. And then from that, I will respond and say, Andrea Sale, I see you are a 3 and you're considering booking a party. Check your message request folder hiding in your inbox for a fun message from me. And then I would send them a message. Again, every person going to see it? Nope. 12 to 15, one person might book or sign up. It's a numbers game, right? Which one of these would rock your world? This is a PC line I love. I go into the details about hosting, how their friends are going to be stuck inside, da 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 da, and they comment with the one they want. Then I do the same thing, reply, tag them, tell them I'm sending them a message to start the conversation. Same thing, if you could have any one item or set from our catalog for free, which would it be? 10 tickets when you engage. And then, of course, I have a booking post. This is it. Final countdown. Are you ready to host your own party with a special? So there's a lot of these I have sprinkled throughout my party. So I'm going to go through this real quick. These are tips for curating a successful party to increase sales, right? So like if you can book parties, great. But if your parties are barely qualifying, like who cares? Our organization average is $790 for online parties. So that's the average of all people doing one party a week, 10 parties a week, whatever. So it's pretty high. So you want to confirm the party 2 weeks to a month. I really confirm about a month. I'm booking 2 months out because I view that as driving my business versus running to catch up to it. And it doesn't matter what level you are, you should be doing that too, ideally. Definitely if you're a leader, definitely. Confirm the party so a month out, so like March 1st, so like for example, February 1st, I reached out to all of my March hosts to confirm that the party was still happening, right? So that I had a month to replace it if they decided they were going to bail. Now, with everything going on right now, I'm checking in even more frequently because it's ever changing, right? So you can send a virtual or physical host packet. You want to set up the Facebook group and drop the shop link early. You want to make sure that the host adds 150 people, although I'm pitching 200 right now because, again, I need to, we never know who's going to have money or not, so I really need to influence what I want to happen, which is a good party, so I need the invites to be more. Have the host post on his or her wall about the party. Send mobile reminders 2 to 3 times. Post the announcement, pin post with updated language. Add the message me feature in the welcome post. Tag in a game post on day 1 or 2. I'll go over all this. And then send reminder tags on Monday to all of the guests that engaged but did not order, and then upsell to hit the $80 guest spend. So confirming the party 2 weeks prior, I don't need to go into this, it's pretty easy. Just make sure you're confirming the party ahead of multiple weeks, right? You don't want to do it the week of because you're going to be in trouble, okay, if they cancel. You can send a virtual or physical host packet. Honestly, like a host might get some catalogs from me, but I look at it as you want to do a virtual party, so you probably don't want a bunch of crap from me. So I will say, Andrea, are you committed to getting outside orders? Because if you are, I will gladly send you catalogs. If you're not, I'm not going to waste the postage. Smiling. Okay. Set up the Facebook group and drop the shop link early. So even though I'm not, so my party started on Friday, even though I'm not going to start any posting until Friday, when I create the group, I immediately post the shop link because a lot of people are going to want to shop for what they need right away, and they're going to want to add to their order based on when I create the desire for what they didn't know they needed later on. And for those of you, if you're on, some of you are on direct ship, I don't know if you guys are in Canada or what, direct ship, I'm sorry, okay, you're not. So direct ship, you can't really avoid that. You can't really add anything later without them paying double shipping. Make sure the host invites 150 or more. So I have, we have language to use for follow-up to make sure, like, hey, Andrea, like, you got started. I see your 60 invites, but that's not good enough. So you have 300 friends, get to work, right? And I'll share, I have a host coaching document that I'm happy to share with you, Andrea, for you to share with your team, if you want. Again, I will say, having the words is great. If you don't infuse your own authentic self into them, it is a moot point. It's dead on the table, okay? Like this, what you're getting right now, this is me with a host. This is me with my sister. This is me with my nephews. This is me all day, every day, okay? I don't change or put on an act or a show just because it's a business. Like, I'm the same person, and people appreciate that. And they believe that you're the authority on what you're saying. They want to follow you. They want to do what you're doing. So don't like you can take the words, but like don't just copy and paste the words and think it's going to be magic, because it's not the magic. The magic, not that the magic is me, but the magic really is the you that you bring. It's not the words. It's not the, the system is a good thing to have, but really ultimately it's you. So, and this is all in my host coaching system, but one of the days before the party, I have them post on their personal wall twice advertising the party with the group link so they can opt into the group. So like if Andrea is a host, she has 1,000 friends, I'm only asking her to add 200 friends. So that's 800 other people that I'm not necessarily hitting, right? Because they, she's prejudging the 200 she wants to add. Okay, so this is a way of capturing more people who actually want to opt in, which is how they're going to put. And mobile reminders, you guys know how to do this. This is in the host coaching document too. I'm not going to go over that since I'm going to share that with you, but it's important because they get constantly reminded. They can be reminded that the party's happening and they can opt in. People are busy, they miss notifications. This is in my host coaching document too, so I'm not going to go over this, but you guys probably do something similar. Literally, it's like, we call it our 101 Bible because all of our team follows it. Well, they should, but most of them follow it, and it literally goes through every single task, every single day, every single thing the consultant does and the host does. So this is something that's also in the host coaching document, but basically, you know how you can do the right post button and tag all the people that are members? So something, this is not my idea, that another leader does in Stacey's organization is he offers a giveaway prize, and that people get entries for every person that sends a private message that day and tells the consultant what they love about Pampered Chef or what they want to learn more about. They get entered to win a prize. So because that message button is gone for a lot of us, this opens up the conversation for them to have messaged us so that then we can follow up about it. Right? This is the big one too. So I see my engagement spike like crazy after I do this. On the first day of the party, I have a game every day they can play to win a prize. On the first day, I will literally, in the afternoon, probably like 5 or 6, I will pull up the member list for each party, and I will literally manually tag every single person that has not played the game, and I will tag them to play, because what happens then is they will play, and then that basically shows Facebook that they like what I'm showing them, and so then they're likely to get more notifications. So then I see my engagement blow up later down the line. And this is also important. So like, say I tag all these people, right, and they all play the game. Maybe 80% of them disappear after that and don't do anything. When I go through the party then on the second to last day to send my reminder tags, I can still hit all those people that played or participated that one time, reminding them that they can order to support their friend. Whereas if I didn't do that tag, I would not have that sample of people to be able to call out and tag. So I say, hey, whoever this is, a lot of this is my sister. She does. So, hey, Marge, only 2 days left to support your host, Tammy. The party ends at 8 p.m. Eastern Wednesday night. Don't miss out on snagging some awesome products. And we include the link. We used to call this shame tagging, which we got rid of that. But basically, the way I look at it is, if you can play, you can pay something. You can buy a Steeler and support the product. Okay, I don't care what it is. Okay, so you can pull up the list on Consultants Corner and literally just cross-reference. I go through every party, and I go through and do all the tags. Now, I run 10 parties a week, so like I'll do a party or two, then I'll take a break and do something else, because Facebook doesn't like repeated behavior all the time, right? So like tag. This can get like flaggy for Facebook. So like I do 2 parties, take a break, something else, then come back and do 2 more. Take a break, come back, do something else, 2 more. I can't tell you the number of orders I have come in over the last 2 days, hundreds of dollars. It's nuts, okay? And people are appreciative, actually. I've only like 1%, I would say, get pissed for being called out, truthfully. Okay? And then the last thing, I always text message my guests when they're close, within $20 of the $80 spend. Because sometimes they don't even realize they're that close, okay? And oftentimes, if like say somebody is $5 away, I'll be like, you're so close to hitting the guest special of you're $5 away. Did you want to add anything? They'll add a deep cover baker. They'll add a popcorn maker. They'll add a whipped cream maker. They'll add something way more money than what they need to actually spend, okay? And they don't know what they don't know. So if you don't tell them, then they don't know, right? The other thing too is, even though we tell our past hosts that help us book parties that they can get any one item or set half off at the future party, they don't remember that. So when they place their order, I see a bunch of things that are like not cheap, but like 30, 20 bucks, 10 bucks, whatever. And I'm like, Andrea, girl, did you know you can get anything half off at this party? One thing. Did you want that air fryer? Because that's going to save you 130 bucks. And she's like, oh my God, what? I can't tell you the number of people that are dropping air fryers, blenders, quick cookers because they forgot that they got half off. Again, they don't know what they don't know. It's our job to inform them, right? It's not our job to assume they remember. Okay? So that's pretty good with time. So that's all I have to share for that.